Make sure to like Caveman's Corner on Facebook and definitely click subscribe right now. You'll keep up to date with MMA news, you can hear our podcast, and see our funny videos. Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now! All right, welcome to Caveman's Corner. Today we got Joey Angelo, bare knuckle fighter, 2-1, 6-1 as a pro MMA fighter. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. It's been a busy day. How you guys doing?
Good. I saw your workout video, man. You're putting in 3 days right now?
Yeah, I'm training 3 times a day. Kind of have no excuse. I got laid off back in May, so I have no excuse to not be in the gym.
Damn, man. I'm sorry to hear that. COVID get you?
Yeah. I work for the union, so I'll be getting a call back here shortly. But right now, I'm just enjoying the time in the gym.
Nice, man. That's the best time. Like, what else can you do? I mean, I wish I was kind of laid off and knew I could get a job back and be able to be in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just making the best out of it.
Yeah. So, you got any fights lined up?
Nothing yet, man. I probably text Dave Feldman every day. He's probably sick of me. But last text I got from him was he said he'll let me know if it's February 5th or March 12th. So yeah, I don't know. It would be nice to fight back in Tampa. I like going out there to fight.
Yeah, we just had him on the other day, man. We've had him on since the beginning. We've been following bare knuckle boxing since it started. I was not too sure about it, and Ray convinced me, and we jumped headlong into it, and we're big fans of bare knuckle boxing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew a big liking to it as well. I didn't think I was gonna like it from going from MMA to bare knuckle, but it's been treating me pretty well.
Now, how you go with the training when you go to fight bare knuckle? Like, do you don't wear gloves when you're training? Like how you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I wear gloves. I start heavy. Like if I have an 8 or 9 week camp, I start with my 16s doing mitt work, and as the camp progresses, I hit mitts pretty hard with 10-ounce gloves, and then I usually don't really do anything with bare knuckle. Maybe I'll hit mitts just to get a feel for it. Other than that, man, it's usually 10-ounce gloves, or I'll go down to like little 4s, little MMA gloves. But no, I try and keep my hands intact, and so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you do anything special to condition your knuckles?
Yeah, I punch everything. My wife's always yelling at me. She's like, "You gotta stop!" Like I'm punching the fridge. I punch the poles, the bag stands at the gym, and even my coach is like, "Dude, you're supposed to be punching the bags, not the actual stands." but it's that's just more just anxious energy. But no, I'm always conditioning. Even though my hands always hurt after the fights, they don't break, which is good. They just kind of they hurt.
Now, when you fight in bare knuckles, compared to MMA or boxing, whatever, you got to pick your shots, right? You got to strategize on what punch you're gonna use.
Yeah, I have a strategy. I got a strategy until someone punches me in the face. So if you watch my fights, my footwork is my strategy. Like I'm constantly moving, kind of like emulate like a Frankie Edgar / like Lomachenko sidestep, taking advantage of being a southpaw. But as far as punching, I just let these guys I stay active, really active with a jab. And I just kind of let these guys run into a big left, and they tend to get frustrated when I'm moving too much. I kind of bounce around a lot. So that's kind of my strategy, footwork and sticking a jab in their face.
I'm like Ray. I did a little bit of research, so I watched all your fights and some of your training stuff. You definitely don't fight like a bare knuckle boxer that I would be. When I think of bare knuckle boxing, that he would fight like you throw jabs, you throw everything, you move around a lot. You look like a regular boxer. Like you got big gloves on. You're touching people. You putting your hand up for defense. You're catching on your knuckles. You're fighting just like you got a pair of 16s on. You don't fight like what a typical bare knuckle boxer would, when you think of it, normally fight like.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys don't have we don't have gloves on, but for some reason they just think that we don't have gloves on, so all like fundamentals go out the window and they just charge forward and go nuts. I still stay composed and my footwork is on point, and I'm just sticking a jab in there. And if you see, I don't really throw a true jab. I actually flick the back. I almost like backhand jab you, trying to get those knuckles. I got a really big middle finger knuckle, especially on my right hand. So I try and get that knuckle in that eye, and it worked tremendously against Walter Barros, my last fight. His whole face was closed up after the fight.
You look like
That
you
worked
like
well.
to throw that backward step and check hook as well. I see that a lot. That's not something I typically see a lot in bare knuckle boxing either.
No, in MMA, like that's why I miss kicking people. I'll be honest with you, but a lot of people rushed in, and uh, they I love throwing that check hook into that liver kick or the knee to the head because I did have a tendency to fight a lot of wrestlers. So I would hit them with that check hook and they drop level and they would eat a knee to the head or to the liver or something like that. So I just obviously took the kicking element out of it, and I just like that check hook.
I seen that guy changed levels and took a shot on you in the last bare knuckle boxing match. You should have needed him anyways.
Oh, I know. I know. I don't want to get disqualified. But he was listen. My last opponent, man. That actually, I know it was a 5 round split decision, but the fact that he went to a draw with Joe Riggs really it if I kind of proved to myself that I can kind of hang with these guys, and then watching Julian Lane fight out Alves, I fought Julian Lane on short notice, my first ever bare knuckle fight, and I didn't look that bad at all. Like it was just very close split decision, and the watching that fight, even though I think Julian won that fight against Alves, it gave me even more confidence. Like wow, I could honestly sit there and bang with all these guys because we're our biggest critic. So seeing these guys, that I fought on that level, it gives me a lot of confidence going into this next fight.
I think you're great, man. Love to watch your move. I do have a question for you. So I watched your training video from today, and you were in orthodox stance, and then I watched you fight in your southpaw. So are you changing things up for your next fight, or what do you got going on here?
No, I just had the camera on reverse. Everyone thinks that. Everyone's
Oh, you got me.
like, wow, I know. I shouldn't even say anything. I should just let these guys sweat. Like, damn, he looks good orthodox.
I was gonna say you look
No,
really good.
no, I appreciate. No, I like to have the camera in verse because when people are commenting on it, like I like to engage with my with everyone that tunes in, whether it's basically all 4 of my fans. It's always the same 4 people. So I engage with them, and and I also like to see if I'm doing something wrong. Like I'll catch myself and I'll stop, and I'll make sure that I'm doing it right. But yeah, that's it. I wish I could fight orthodox. That'd be nice.
Man, I was gonna say if you're that smooth orthodox, like I don't know why you even fight southpaw. Like, you look really
Yeah,
good. Trick
yeah.
me.
I'm a weird southpaw too. I got another southpaw at the gym. He's a professional boxer, and like it's weird. He's like, "What hand do you write with?" I was like, "I write with my left." He's like, "You throw with your left hand too?" And I was like, "Nah, I throw with my right." He's like, "What?" And he's like, "That's weird." I'm like, "I don't know. Maybe I'm not a true southpaw, but it works out." I'm beating a lot of these guys up with just speed and power and technique, movement, and it's this. A lot of guys, I think that in the 85/95 pound division, I think we have a lot of monsters in that division, and I got to move.
Well, you definitely move. You're one of the most exciting people that I've watched in bare knuckle boxing. It's like watching regular boxing. It really makes me happy to watch your fights. I just watched all 3 of them today, so it was, I wasn't really too familiar with you, but man, you look really, really good. I loved
I
it.
know. I wish Feldman thought the same. He was the first person I went to after my fight, and I was like, "What do you think?" And he gave me that weird little. If you're Italian, you give me that little manza manza, like, "Yeah, it was an okay fight." And I was like, "Dude, oh man, that's heartbreaking." But I mean, a win's a win. They're not all going to be good. I have some knockout wins in bare knuckle, but I have one knockout win, but they're all not going to be amazing performances.
He likes to see
Um,
blood everywhere, bro. Like he's a promoter.
dude,
That's his
he
job.
is.
He wants people to get
I
hurt, dude.
know.
You're just out there being smooth. That's all right. There's nothing wrong with having
Yeah,
skill.
that's what I said. I said I bring that smooth, eloquent, less barbaric, element to bare knuckle. But people don't want that. They want to see carnage and stitches, and they're all people are animals.
That's all right. Just
Yeah.
keep winning, man. And
Yeah.
they can't put you down. Be the John Fitch of bare
I
knuckle
mean, if,
boxing.
if you stay still, get hit, those are blood tissues, scar tissues build up, and then you get cut easy, and then the fight's over for you.
Yeah, and like I said, I got a family to come back to. It's I got to explain to them what happened because my kids don't watch me fight live. So I got to come back and they got to ask me a bunch of questions. And my face was pretty stitched up after my last fight, and it was kind of funny because me and my wife got separated on the way home from Tampa for the last fight, but I got to sit next to Stitch, Jacob Duran, and it was so weird because I'm talking to Jacob the whole time, and then my stitches kept breaking open, so I'm in the middle seat, and then I'm kind of leaning back, and then I feel just someone touching my face. And I was like, what the hell? And I got startled, and it's Stitch just kind of dabbing blood off my face with a napkin. So I was like, thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Should have
But,
him give you some work. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. He gave me so he did give me some awesome like CBD cream. I really not really into the CBD products. So I'm kind of like rub some dirt on it, or like like or like the Latinas, because all Latinas don't believe in stitches, bro. They just cut open the aloe vera plant and stick it on your face and say just leave it. So it was pretty rough after the fight, but I'm just dying to get back in there, man. I'm putting the work in. And I'll fight anybody, like anyone. I told Dave, give me anyone from 85 to 205. If there's a heavyweight available, I'll do. Because I walk around at 215. I'm not a small guy. I like food and I like beer. So,
Sure don't look like it. You move pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I tell people I'm deceptively big. I just got a fat ass and legs. That's it.
You look pretty cut up for eating like that too.
No, I don't. I eat normal, but honestly, like I live life as well. Like, I got 4 kids and they're all under 10 years old. So dude, half my meals are like finishing the chicken nuggets over the sink like an animal. So I'm like, but no, I have a meal prep company, Fit Fuel, that sends me my meals every Monday and Thursday. I'm in the gym. I'm training clients now, and I'm like overwhelmed with clients. That's my source of income right now, and it's been working out well. So I have no reason to really be out of shape. I do enjoy beer every now and then, and a nice glass of Hennessy. But other than that, man, I'm hungry. I just want to get in there and fight everyone and everyone. But if these rankings hold any water, right? Like the Combat Insiders guys, they have me ranked at 3. I just got bumped down because Dakota just fought, and rightfully so. Like Dakota's such a tough dude. I don't know how Alves is ranked above me. That's kind of weird, but. What are you gonna
do? We will have to talk with David Feldman.
Yeah, we just had him on the other day. We'll talk with him again. We're gonna do a video with him soon, so we'll put in a word for you.
We gotta start doing videos, podcast. We just working it out. We don't got it ready yet, but we gonna start doing that too. Video podcast.
Yeah, like Caveman's Corner will be like the next Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, we're not gonna be that cool, but we'll be something like that.
we'll be the dollar store version of Joe Rogan.
The Chael Sonnen version.
That's it, right? Nice guy, Inc. But yeah, man, it's I just want to get in there and fight. I got a lot of people asking me because these like mock draft fantasy, 85 tournaments came out, and I'm like, dude, I'll fight all those guys. And I think they're all beatable. Like, and I'm not saying this because I have to say it. I mean, I am my own biggest fan, but like. If you think about it, like I can sit there and pick apart these guys, like, Lorenzo Hunt. I love that dude. We came from the other bare knuckle organization together, and he's tough, man. He's like, dude, if I fought Lorenzo Hunt, I would have to let him be tired of beating me up before I could hit him. He's so, I would have to Clubber Lang him pretty much, like Rocky did with Clubber Lang. I'd have to let him punch out, but he comes forward too much, and Gustavo exposed him. Smacked him down the middle and split his lip open. And Dakota's another one. Dakota, you just got to let him tire out and not stand in front of him. He punches hard.
So when you started fighting, when you was in Brooklyn?
Yeah. I started fighting in Brooklyn. I was I got a bunch of older brothers. I was that weird, awkward little pasty white kid. I talked a lot of crap. I was just able to run fast, but whenever I got caught, I got my ass beat. So.
What part of Brooklyn you from?
Bensonhurst.
Oh, okay.
I'm like right by Coney Island. So I did. Yep. It was Bay 50th. So I went out there. And we lived in Long Island. We lived all the way in like Shirley, Long Island, like all the way in Suffolk County. And then my dad, when I go back home, my pops currently resides in Staten Island. So he's over that guinea plank over the Verrazano Bridge.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I started training out there just for self-defense stuff, and then got into football, and it's all the same story. But MMA, I went on such a big win streak, and I was hoping to get picked up by like the UFC or Contender Series and this and that. But Sean Shelby, Dana White, maybe they just weren't interested, or maybe I had the wrong management. Because I'm known for my kicks. Like my kicks is what I'm kind of known for. But you just had to. I guess I hung them up after I won some pro title in Philly. Not Philly, Stroudsburg. And then, $1,500. It's not much money.
Yeah.
Is that for
So-
Maverick?
So that was for Maverick, yeah, and I love those guys, man. Willie Siska, those guys. I love fighting close to home. I had all my family there. My son, actually, my youngest son, Luca, actually watched me fight live. He was too young to really know what was going on yet, but it was cool to drape the belt around him and have fun with it. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm 31 now, and I can't be fighting for $1,500, risking my life. So Dave and my manager worked out a nice contract, even though Dave. I don't know if I can curse on here, but he hates my manager.
You can curse, no worries.
You can curse.
Yeah, Dave doesn't like my manager because it's, my manager does his job. So, and I feel like that's kind of the reason I've been on the shelf a lot lately. But we worked out a nice deal, but it's kind of working against me now because I keep getting the, hey, we can't afford you. We're over budget or this and that. So, would you be willing to fight for less money? And I tell them no. So I'm just being patient, and I think I'm really big into, if you just don't force anything, just let it happen naturally, and I'll come out on top.
Yeah, when COVID's over and fans open up again, they're gonna want to put on fights all the time, and once you get crowds again, they can afford everything, and it works out pretty good.
Yeah, I just don't want to be on the shelf anymore. I haven't fought since October 2019, and I'm not getting any younger. But the more I see these 85ers or 95ers in my weight class, I'm not really worried. A lot of these guys are beatable, and I'm just gonna sit there and watch them beat up on each other for less money, and then I'll come out on top.
Would you ever think about doing Bellator? Or how long's your contract for?
My contract, dude, my contract expires in January 19th. I was supposed to fight 2 more times by January 19th. That was the biggest issue, and I'm like, and I can understand if they weren't doing any shows because of COVID, but I mean, they just had their 5th show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you guys have plenty of opportunities to get me on a card, but I'm just being understanding. Even my manager's like, let's just be understanding and just wait because we'll come out on top.
So how does that work? If your contract expires, do you get your pay for those fights, or is it just null and void?
I don't know, man. That's honestly, if I had to and I'm not going this route, but if I had to get a lawyer and do that, they'd be like, yeah, you're paid out, and then damages and all that shit. But I'm not the suing type, man. I understand it's a pandemic going on. I think it would be really crummy for me to even go down that route. I'm staying in shape, and I know that I hope they know the specifics of my contract since they're the ones that drew it up. So I hope they give me they throw me a bone for just being patient. And I'm not the only one. A lot of guys are being patient, but I don't think anyone's really begging for a fight the way. I mean, that's what I did. I was looking over my messages to Feldman, and I'm like, oh, I sound like a bitch right now. I'm begging to fight. And I hate, I don't beg. If I want something, I go work for it. But, I can't fight, and I can't fight for anyone else. So, not, and I don't want to. You know what I mean? No one can match my contract money.
I don't think begging to fight sounds like a bitch. No offense. That sounds pretty badass, really.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's just but like I said, I want to fight everyone and anyone. I just not maybe because I'm not producing knockouts, and they don't want me on the card. Because I got a lot of guys like Hunt. Hunt's fought a lot since October, and a lot of these guys have fought. And they're just producing knockouts, but you won't know until you get me in there.
A New York fight would be good for you too.
Absolutely, I would sell out of Brooklyn, Staten Island, any of the boroughs, man. I would sell out. I got people, I had people travel to Florida to watch me fight. I had people travel to Vegas to watch me fight, and half the crowd in Stroudsburg was mine. I sell tickets.
We talked with Feldman, and they're talking about doing Seneca Niagara, which is super close to us because we're out of Buffalo, and that's not too far from New York City. It's only like an 8-hour drive. That's way closer than Florida, at least.
Absolutely, yeah. I would have a bunch of people drive up there. We caravan like a bunch of gypsies and do it. We'd have a lot of fun. You guys Bills fans anybody?
Of course, I'm a Bills fan. Ray's a Jets fan.
I'm a Jets fan.
Oh, dude, hold on, Ray. Did you see? Hold on, I don't want to sidetrack. Did you see my parlay yesterday? Ray, if you were in front of me, oh man, you killed me. I would have won so much money if I had a 5-teamer and then the Jets go ahead and beat the Rams. What kind of shit is that?
Not only did they beat the
Insane.
Rams, bro, you ruined your draft pick too. You fucked your
know.
whole season.
Dude, it's ridiculous. But yeah, you know what? I'm actually excited for the Bills, and I would like to see either the Bills go or the Titans. I like both of those teams. I'm a Giants fan, so I don't count. But you guys laughed a little too hard at that one.
Oh man, I always give Ray shit for the Jets because
Yeah.
he's a city guy.
Yeah. No one likes gangrene.
No, nobody likes King.
Yeah, but
But
yeah,
I am a
I'm,
Yankees fan though.
I'm a Mets fan.
You know what? I used to go to the Mets games back in the '80s when I was a little kid. I wasn't too far from Shea Stadium.
Yeah, where's Shea? That's in what part of Queens is that? I forgot.
Oh, Ray's lost now.
It's in Forest Hills.
Okay,
Forest
yeah.
Hills, Queens, yeah.
It wasn't too
But,
far from me. I was right off the Jackie Robinson Highway, and I was off right there.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I
too
got
far.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed out of Queens. I knew better. but yeah, like I said, man, I'm excited to get in there. You know, I just like I said, I'm gonna stay busy. I'm gonna stay on top of it. And I beg these guys. I'm like, dude, give me at least a 6-week camp. Not to like, I just need to cut the weight. That's all. Like right now, I'm 215 pounds, and I need 6 weeks to cut that 215. Healthy wise, you know.
Yeah, just that 20-pound cutoff. How much water do you normally cut before the fight?
Almost none, dude. Like if I have a 6 to 8 week camp, I slowly start cutting. So I cut about 4 pounds a week, and then maybe like I retain a lot of water when I fly. So maybe I'll take like an Epsom salt bath, depending on when my flight is, and then I'll do a little fast for like a day, like the day of weigh-ins or the day before weigh-ins. I won't eat or drink anything, and I'll just monitor my weight. But it's not bad. It's an 8 week cut. Most fighters want to do it the day of, and I don't do all that shit because it takes a lot longer for your body to recover. You know, 24 hours is not enough time if you're cutting 15 pounds a day off.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you cut like 5'10", or if you just made it right on weight. That's not much at all.
No, dude. I by the time I'm no heavier than 90 2 days before weigh-ins, and then I'll just float it. I'll eat, you know, have my chicken and asparagus and stuff like that, and then I'll fast, you know, for that 24 hours, and I'll be fine. That's why I never look sucked up and miserable at weigh-ins. You know, I do it over 8 weeks.
Do you think it gives you a lot more energy?
What'd you say?
Do you think it gives you a lot more energy? You look like you got a pretty good gas tank. I never seen you look like tired.
Dude. Yeah, I have all the energy in the world, man. Especially when I'm in there because I don't do that big drastic cut. My body doesn't, you know, my even when I weigh in, like I go eat and I eat chicken and veggies and rice. That's it. I don't introduce new stuff to my meal plan. You know, like a lot of guys will like go to the Olive Garden and eat fettuccine and Alfredo with chicken. And I'm like, and I asked them, like, when's the last time you had that? Oh, it's been months, bro. I'm like, you want to introduce this to your system now? You can't wait an extra day.
I ain't gonna lie, I did that for my first fight.
Yeah, it's rough. But I go in there and I'm no heavier than 198 when I step into the ring.
That's nice. I always cut like 10, 15 pounds a day before weigh-ins, or you know, even the day of weigh-ins. I was 45, so like I usually start my cut about 60 and make it down to 46.
Yeah, I mean that's a big cut too. I was only gassed in one fight, and that was my pro debut. It was for RFA, and I was 155 pounds, and I was pretty gassed on that because I've never made 55. And my coach at the time, his name was Kevin Randleman, he helped me cut basically, and him and Sean Tompkins, they were my head coaches, and they basically said, you know, we'll get you there. I was supposed to fight Gregor Gillespie out of Long Island, and he broke his arm, so I fought some other kid.
Man, that would have been a great fight.
Wait, your trainer Kevin Randleman?
Yeah, my trainers, my two head coaches were Randleman and Sean Tompkins.
From the Hammer House?
And they both.
Kevin Randleman?
Yeah, he was my head coach for a long time. He's one of my best friends.
Yeah, jeez.
So
that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm good friends with him. I'm really good friends with Calvin, his son, Elizabeth, his wife, and I'm good friends with all of them, and they did great. And then Sean Tompkins was a legendary coach.
Yeah.
You know,
do you know Mike Dizak?
I know Mike. Yeah, he does. I was actually going to hire him to train my dogs.
Yeah, dude, he's a killer. I trained with him up in Buffalo back in the day.
Yeah, Dizak that boy got a chin. So yeah, so he's a good kid. He was my old training partner. Those guys all came up. Zach, John Gunderson, like Chris Wardesky, Sam Stout. These are the guys I was training with. Mark Hominick, who I thought was like 14 when I first met him, and then I was like, oh, yeah, he was so tiny. And they're like, oh, he's getting ready to fight Jose Aldo, and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. So I thought this kid hasn't even hit puberty yet. He's over there fighting for the title.
Man, you were with a murderer's row.
Yeah, man, dude, I'm telling you, at Tap Out, we had Vitor Belfort with us. We got Mark Coleman ready for his last fight. Like, when Randleman came in, it was no fun. Like, practice was complete, like, just dog shit. We had to crawl out of that place. It all made us better fighters and better individuals, but, when he walked into the gym, he would just, and this place was huge. And we were pros all trained in the back, like, away from people, because like the kids' classes and stuff would happen out front, and we were just murdering each other. So the kids shouldn't see that. And the moment Randleman walked in, he would stop, he would put his bag down, and just scream this big ass howl. Like, and we're like, "Oh, coach is here, let's go!" And we just started doing like shadow boxing, shooting doubles and stuff like that. Like, he scared the crap out of us. But I'll tell you this though, man, he makes you, like, as you walk out to that fight, he's got so much tenacity. He makes you feel like, A, there's nobody in this world that can beat you at that moment, and B, you can run through brick walls. That's how that was his element, and Sean Tompkins was more the calm, poised, control cornerman. So it was a perfect dynamic.
Do you attribute that to your great stellar MMA career? I mean, you went from 3-3 as an amateur to 6-1 as a pro, and your stand up looks phenomenal. I didn't realize you
Yeah.
were training with such high level guys in MMA.
Yeah, man. All those guys, man. Growing up I was an amateur fighting for Tough Enough, and I was going with my camps. Like I said, with Sam Stout, Hordesky, and Dzak and Gunderson. These guys would literally. I never felt like I achieved anything leaving training, but little did I know they were just sharpening me, and getting me better. Because when I got into the fight as an amateur, it was like, wow, this is nothing. And then pro, same thing. I was training with such high level guys. I'm like, this was nothing. So, not saying MMA was too easy, but a lot of these guys that were so-called good strikers, they resorted to wrestling me, and my wrestling takedown defense was pretty good, just due to me being agile.
Well, that's awesome. I should have definitely looked up into your MMA stuff. I know Dzak pretty well. We used to train with him and Josh Ketcher up here, and man, those were the days.
Yeah, Dzak is old school.
Yeah, my man Caveman here is old school.
Yeah, I started fighting in '95, so I'm a little bit older.
Yeah, me and Dzak fought on a same card. It was a pro-am. I was an amateur, and Dzak fought Otis Ruiz. It was out here at the M Resort. It was a MMA explosion card. It was a good card, and yeah, man, and that's what I loved about it. We loved training together, and then going out and doing battle together. It was pretty cool. It was a nice little element to add to it.
Yeah, he's a great dog trainer. If anyone can ever needs anybody, talk to him, man. He's the man.
Oh, trust me, I got 400 pounds worth of dog I'm looking at right now. I got a German Mastiff. I got a French Mastiff and a Great Dane, and then I got a Maltipoo. So I had to keep things special. So it's but yeah, I was gonna hit him up about my French Mastiff because he was kind of a dick at first, but he calmed down since I let him do it. But
so you
so who do you guys want to see? Who do you guys want to see fight? I'm going to cut you off, but who do you want to see in this 85-95 tournament? I know you guys are fans. I mean,
we gotta get you winning this thing, man. That's what our goal is. So we'll get you against everybody. It don't matter who. I just want to see you get in there. So let's make sure that you get in the tournament. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If like I said, if those rankings hold water, I should be. I think I've been in every except for knuckle. The hell those guys are knuckle knockouts. They didn't even put me in the equation. They put, which is I guess kind of crazy, even though I haven't fought in a year. It's like, they got that Boswick. I don't know how to say his name. Some English dude in there. He looks mean. but yeah, it's all these guys are counting me out, and I'm just gonna sit back quietly. And I don't. One thing about me, and even Feldman said I have to work on it. Like, I don't talk shit, man. I tried doing that with Hector Lombard. I embarrassed that man. I called him out. I got his phone number. I FaceTimed him. I had other people FaceTiming him. Like, and it felt like, okay, this might happen. I might get a decent payday, and it went nowhere. Um, so I'm like, and it didn't even feel organic. It's not my style. I'm more of the, I just kind of let my hard work stand for itself, and I just, that's why I nicknamed the Cinderella Man, because I do have a Cinderella story, but I love the James J. Braddock. Um, he was one of my favorite fighters of all time, and he was a union worker, kids, worked his ass off and then worked his ass off in the gym, and that's kind of my style. So I don't really talk a lot of shit. I just kind of let my fights do it for me.
You can't really
But
fake that either. I mean, you got to be who you are, and I mean,
it is,
obviously,
man.
that's how
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
I know it's entertainment, but we all can't be as menacing looking as Yuli Diaz, and we can't be, as ugly as Boswick, and as mean looking, and as mean looking as Lorenzo Hunt. These guys, it's just who they are. You could tell it's all like just organic.
Yeah,
Um,
you look like the technical guy, man. You really do. Your face looks
I
like it.
look,
When you move, you look technical. It's just
Yeah.
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
I see you've been doing yoga, so do that help out big time for you?
yeah, man. My yoga, I do my ballet, I do it all, man. I'm trying to get an edge up on these guys, man. Like, you don't understand. I will do anything to, I will train in any way possible just to get a leg up on these guys. And because listen, man, these guys, we're all tough. Like that, let's leave the element out of it. Everyone is tough. We're beating the crap out of each other for money with no gloves. We're all tough. But now we have to separate the men from the boys. We have to work on movement. We have to work on flexibility. We have to work on mental and physical dexterity. And that's where I set apart from these guys. Like Lorenzo Hunt, that guy's an animal. But he got hit once and gave up. Let's just face it. He got hit by a very, very big 205. Don't get me wrong. I would not want to fight Gustavo Trujillo. That dude is an animal. I actually went up to him and talked to him, and he looked at me and spoke Spanish. I was like, oh, and like I said, if you're Cuban, you can be as white as me or as dark as Gustavo. You don't know what he is. So I'm like, dude, this guy's big. I look at his knuckles. I'm like, dude, I feel bad for whoever's fighting that dude. And then, but let's just be honest, these guys are all one dimensional. And I got heart. I'm tough, but I could take a beating and keep moving forward. Even my opponent after the last fight was like, bro, I thought you were gonna get tired. You just kept moving forward. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of my style. I'm like herpes, man. You can't get rid of me. I'm gonna be on you.
And you don't really get tired
So
either. That's the best part. You're still active and moving. Even in the fifth round, you look the same as the first.
yeah, just really, really red or pink.
Yeah,
But yeah,
well,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you definitely get a little red.
yeah, I know. But no, and that's the thing is, I'm big on active rest, active recovery. Because if I'm there, right, and you got a guy, he's clearly tired. He's just kind of staying still. He's more, or maybe marching forward, or just being a little defensive. And then you got me, who could be as equally as tired, but I'm hopping around like a fucking jackrabbit. I'm going nuts, and I'm not really throwing anything, but I'm moving side to side. I'm kind of pushing you back. I'm gonna take that round. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna. If I'm tired or if I'm winded, I swear you'll never know
It doesn't look like it at all.
it. Yeah.
How
No.
scientific are your recovery? Do you use like the whoop strap or all kinds of stuff like that, or
Dude,
you just kind of like
I tell
rest
you,
when you feel tired?
I got doctors. I'm telling you this. So I tore my fight. I tore my rotator cuff my last fight against Walter Barros. Like it's it's bad. And I didn't realize I tore it until my cornerman, his name is Big David. He came up and gave me a big old bear hug, but he trapped my arms next to me, and I was like, "Holy shit, this hurts!" And I saw when I threw it, my arm popped out and popped back in my shoulder, and that tore my. I'm sorry, not my rotator cuff. My bad. It's a labral tear.
Ooh,
It's a very thin. It's a very thin. They said it's like a thin rubber band like material that kind of lubricates the joint. Um, and then I did like physical therapy for that. I recovered and recovered and recovered. I pretty much went broke doing physical therapy because I'm a union worker. So if I get cut open, I can't work. I climb up and down ladders and I'm melting titanium and stuff like that. So I just said, fuck it. I basically hid my injury. I got stem cell. I did cold and hot compress. I did cryotherapy. I did all that stuff and it worked. And then getting ready to fight Dakota Cochran in March, I tear my bicep sparring in February. complete tear. It's a complete ruptured. It's a distal tendon tear. My bicep. I'm looking at it now. It's rolled up my arm still, and it's
Oh,
my right bicep.
I
Like
got
my
the
jab
same one.
hands.
I got the same thing too, bro.
I did the same
Yeah, you
thing
got
as well.
I haven't had
yeah, you got
surgery because I ain't had insurance.
and that's I didn't have surgery because once again I was getting paid $400 a day at work, and then if you get cut open or if you get hurt, the union puts you on something called SNA, which is like disability, and you get $400 a week. I said I'm not doing it. I'm going to go about it the natural way. PRP, a lot of cold and hot compress, and now like my jab, I don't know what it is, but my jab and my hook feel like more elusive, like like more of a more of a stretch, and feel faster and more fluid. And so I take recovery like so serious. Epsom salt baths every night, 6 hours of sleep every night. I drink 1.5 gallons of water a day. I eat for function, not taste. I also eat for recovery as well. I got a bunch of BCAAs I could eat. Dude, I'm like living it. I'm fully obsessed with overall health and recovery.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
So
That's how you gotta have have a long career.
Yeah.
yeah, seriously. Yeah, no, like when I do have a beer, it's I know all that stuff weakens your immune system. I'll have a beer every now and then. I'll have a Guinness. I'll have some Hennessy, and that's it. It's always 1 or 2 glasses, and I'm good. But
You should have
yeah, I
Hennessy
don't,
as your main sponsor, bro. You're really
dude.
really giving it
You know
out
what?
for him.
I know they already have a redhead. His name is Canelo.
Uh,
So I know I can't outsell Canelo. He looked like an animal this weekend, anyways.
He
It was
looked good. He did look good. But they
Yeah,
don't have a bare
and he's
knuckle
a
boxing guy. That's you, bro.
dude. You know what? I hit up everyone, man. I hit up Red Bull, Rockstar. You know what? I hit up all these like crazy sponsors, and Red Bull got back to me. And what they said, I saw the email too. I thought it was funny because I'm gonna throw it in their face when they do crossover. And even if they don't sponsor me, they said that it is too barbaric and it's not what they're looking for at this moment.
wow.
But I was like, you'll sponsor fucking Travis Pastrana jumping out of an airplane with no parachute, but I got you.
That dude
You know what I
jumped
mean? I
out
was
of
like,
into space from the Red Bull thing too. That's crazier than bare
yeah,
knuckle boxing, bro.
but like I said, it's not yet accepted in most platforms. When I tell people what I do, they're like, "What? That's a thing? Like, what parking lot do you fight in?" I was like, "No, dude, we fight on pay-per-view in like venues. Like, it's 100% sanctioned." So it's going to be like the UFC. It's going to take a while to catch on, but when it does, it's going to blow up, and I'm glad that we're all part of it.
Could they have a show in Vegas yet, or?
That's tricky, man. Not a lot of MMA shows come out here because UFC kind of puts a kibosh on a lot. So I don't know how bare knuckle would do out here. I don't know because let's just be honest, it's all political.
Yeah.
There's a
And
lot of union problems in Vegas too.
there is, and with Dana here, and he basically has. And I'm speaking unofficially because I don't really know that I'm not that high up, but I feel like Dana White would basically have the official nay or yay, on letting another show like that here. But I think it would be great. I think everyone should coexist. I think that bare knuckle should be in fight capital of the world, and I think it should be everywhere. I think it should be legal in every state. Like Feldman, he says a lot of crazy shit. He does a lot of crazy stuff, and we all love him for it. But he's right. It's fewer broken hands. It's fewer concussions. It might be more like lacerations, maybe. But other than that, man, a stitch or two is a stitch or two. We've all seen some gnarly, long-lasting effects due to fighting, like boxing, MMA, and we've seen some crazy leg breaks and crazy stuff like that. Nothing like that's happened in bare knuckle yet, except for what's his face, the Italian kid, Francisco.
Francisco Ricci? Yeah, we just
Yeah,
talked about him the
yeah,
other day.
yeah, he's a good kid. I think he got like punched in the throat or something like that. But
We talked to Feldman about that actually. So I guess he got punched in the throat and he had a blood clot in there, and then they went in there to do surgery on a blood clot and they fucked something up. So that's why he had to get put into the coma. So it was like due to fighting, but it was like a operation error too.
yeah. So I know it wasn't fully. I watched his. I think what's that guy's name? Chris Ross.
Yeah, he finished the round. He won the fight. Like he couldn't have been that hurt.
Yeah, exactly. So we usually don't feel all of our injuries until after adrenaline's worn off, anyways. But yeah, so I wouldn't attribute that like. I think they made it sound more serious, like bare knuckle boxing, guy in coma, this and that. I think they just tried putting a negative cloud above it. But But let's just be honest, nothing really bad has happened, knock on wood, in bare knuckle. So I don't think why it shouldn't be in every state, you know?
Well, when it's in New York, you can finally fight Madison Square Garden, dude, and sell it out.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'll fight at the Barclays. I'll fight anywhere, man. Someone's got to win at the Barclays. It might as well be me. And then you know, like I said, in Vegas would be beautiful. I mean, I live here, so I've been here for a long time now. So that'd be awesome. But right now, I think it's looking like Tampa. If March 12th is the date, I don't know where that would be. Maybe Florida. I have a lot of family in Florida, so I'm hoping to get out there and fight, show the world what I'm capable of. You know.
Sounds good, man.
Yes,
We're gonna wrap it up. So you want to give a big plug for your gym and your personal training at your gym?
Yeah, man. Well, I was big shout out to my head coach Mark over here at Big Shot Boxing. That guy's pushing me like crazy, making me a better fighter, and just person every single day. And then I'm training everyone over here in Anthem, Henderson, called Absolution Gym. And then a big shout out to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships and Caveman Corner.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love doing these. I love doing these podcasts and interviews, man. I think that, you know, a lot of us aren't heard enough, and you guys give us a platform for that. So I can't thank you guys enough. And my manager, you know, Sandro deals with me on a daily basis, which isn't easy sometimes when I'm begging to get him, you know, begging for a fight. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on. I know I can talk to you guys until my face turns blue. I'm just, you know, I just had my coffee, so I'm like, you know.
Yeah, we're in Buffalo. It's getting late for us. It's like our bedtime, man. We're old and shit.
I know. I still gotta go. My wife left for work. The kids are home. I still gotta get my run in, man. I got 5 miles I got left, so I didn't get that in yet.
Oh wow.
So I just drank my black coffee and then, you know, get out there and sweat it out.
All right, man. Thank you very much for your time.
You guys are awesome. Thank
Hopefully
you.
we'll see you up at Seneca.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool if you could
Yeah.
see him in Seneca.
Heck yeah.
I'm so down. I gotta have one of those famous buffalo pizzas everyone talks about.
Dude, if you come up here, wings on me. I know we'll wait till after the fight, but wings on me.
Yeah, and then I get you a
Yeah.
Hennessy.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the Hennessy. That's it. All right, guys. Well,
All right.
Listen, you guys enjoy a Monday night. I'm gonna go watch the Steelers. Hopefully, shit the bed.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Buffalo taking over. Let's go, Bills.
That's it. Bills Mafia. I'll see you.
All right, throwing right through the table. Later.
Yeah. That's it. All right, bye.
Bye. Good one, man. Joey
Good.
Angelo.
Yeah, good one.
Killing it. Dude, he was so cool.
And the history, he knows some of the people you know.
Yeah. Dude, I can't believe he knows Dizak. That's amazing. It's crazy, dude. Dizak, he was a beast. Powerlifter.
He's from Buffalo?
Yeah. We used to train with him over at Horizon with Primo and stuff.
Yeah.
Man, Ketchery back in the day.
You got him on Facebook?
Josh Koscheck. Yeah, I got him on Facebook.
Tag him?
Yeah, I'm going to tag him in this.
Hell yeah.
Give him some shout. Maybe we'll get Dizak on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be great. You can
Yeah.
talk about Tompkins and like all those guys. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Dude, he was so good. I can't believe he never made it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, the sport, you know,
It's tough.
It's tough, man. It's tough. You know, it's good people out there who's not even in the big shows, you know.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here so we can wrap this up. This video editing is a lot harder than just doing the silly audio, so cut it
All
short.
right.
All right, coming to you live
From
from
the Caveman Studios in North Buffalo, we are out of here. Peace.
Peace.